Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Uldaman, or should I say, welcome back. Now, for those of you wondering how to get into this dungeon, let's get that out of the way right at the start, in case that's the whole reason you came to watch this video. This is a level 60 only heroic dungeon. That means it's based on Shadowlands heroic, so you're going to need to be item level 185 or above. Once at that level, or of course above, then the dungeon will show up on your specific dungeon list and you will be able to queue. And it is considered an event dungeon. Annoyingly, the quest to complete the dungeon can be collected at any item level, just have to be 60 and above, with nothing telling you why you can't queue or even see the dungeon on your list. Now obviously, to be fair, 185 is not hard to get. Not only do we have the 226 catch-up gear from Zerath Mortis, we also have now the 252 eye level gear dropping from the pre-patch event, Primal Storm. I would say if you're looking for an eye level boost, avoid going for weapons. Not that it won't give you a good boost, but upon completing the dungeon, you're going to be rewarded with a 278 weapon, so it may be worth going for something else just so you don't waste the essence. Obviously, if you need something like two two-handers, you're only going to get one from completing the quest, so it may be worth buying one of those. Now, to the dungeon itself. It's pretty much the same layout for those that remember the original, except once you get to the map room, which now leads us out of the cave complex, so you're not going to get lost, and into sort of the main halls of the Titan facility. But once you're in this area, there's really only one way to go. It's all guided for you. This dungeon is a complete cakewalk, as you would expect, being Shadowlands heroic level. Now granted, I was carried in this run. I was well undergeared compared to everybody else. And I will say, as we spoke about catch-up gear before, this dungeon drops some really nice 278 gear. There is a lovely trinket coming from the Lost Vikings. And speaking of the Lost Vikings, it's nice to see them back and far more involved in this version of the dungeons. They kind of guide you around, showing you the areas you need to get to, opening doors for you. They even complete the map puzzle. I say puzzle with air quotations. Now you may see as we go along the dungeon, there are a number of mole machines dotted about. When this dungeon goes live as a Dragonflight dungeon, these will be locked behind stone walls. At least they are in the beta, and they require a miner to break the wall down, and then this gives you access to the mole machine, and that can be used as a respawn point, very much like the seeds in Mist that allowed you to respawn before the maze and then after the waterfall drop. So with the dungeony stuff out of the way, let's talk some lore and what counters we can face. Obviously I'm not going to go into specific fight details because really this is heroic and it's a cakewalk, as I said before. We'll worry about that when Mythic comes out, and we'll talk in detail with regards to fights, mechanics, and so on. But let's talk lore and Uldaman. Uldaman was or is an ancient Titan facility. It was created long ago by the allies of Tyr, a place where they wished to hide the discs of Norganon, some of which we as brave explorers went in search of, but unknown to us, we didn't know the deeper depths of the facility, where many secrets were held. With the revealing of the Dragon Isles, after thousands of years, the dragons returned, learning a terrible secret. Queen Alexstrasza, realizing that the Dragonflights must be reborn, the aspects must come back to their full power, and learning of the disc and what it held, that being the memories of Tyr himself, it is agreed that this knowledge must be required to help restore the power of the aspects. And so, Alexstrasza asks us to brave the perils of Uldaman once again and recover Tyr's memories to secure the future of the Dragonflights. Yeah, it's up to us again to go into Uldaman. Yay for being mortal. The first thing we're going to encounter are, as we mentioned before, the Lost Vikings. Sorry. The dwarves, I mean, of course. They are on the hunt for knowledge, riches, and, well, simply fortune and, glory about covers it. Brothers Eric, Olaf, and Bolog are digging around in Uldaman yet again. But this time, have either been underground a little bit too long or affected by some unseen force. Simply put, they don't want us to take their goodies, and so we have to slap some sense into them. Once that's done, they will help us around the dungeon. Bromek, the burly chieftain of the Stone Vault Trogs, like all who venture into Uldaman, seek fortune and glory and treasures for themselves, and is not particularly happy to see a certain trio of dwarves running around with us. We have to show him who's boss, therefore allowing the dwarves to open the door and let us venture deeper inside. Then we have Sentinel Tlandrus. Sadly, Tlandrus is actually loyal to the Titans. They're a Titan-forged race crafted by Keeper Tyr to work in harmony with dragonkind. Tlandrus was given the mission to defend the path to the disc, to test those who are worthy and unworthy. Tlandrus seeks to test us, and if we prevail, then we are one step closer to the disc. I, for one, would love to hear more about the Rifti. I believe it's Rifti. This is the race that Tlandrus is part of. They were the agents of Tyr sent out all across Azeroth to do important missions. So hopefully, when we explore a little bit more in Dragonflight, we'll be able to learn a little bit more about the Rafti. Do you know what? It wouldn't be a Titan facility. It wouldn't be Uldaman if we didn't have some sort of Titan construct inside that wanted to kill us. Some built-in defense mechanism. Emberon is such a defense mechanism. Forged by the Keeper Arcodius, and has, as the name would suggest, the power of fire imbued within it. So expect lots of flames, fire patches with this one, and this, of course, is the last boss. The way is now clear for us to recover the Disc of Tyr's memories. Or, well, it should be, if Chronoloord Deos was not there. Because Deos has other ideas. Just as we are about to reclaim the disc, Deos decides to throw it into the time waves to delay Alexstrasza's plan, not wanting to see the dragon aspects restored to their former glory. Instead, the infinite Dragonflight seek to control the time waves and summon the one true aspect. Dun dun dun. But let's wrap this up. I'm pleased that they've given us a taste of what's to come. It's great having a new dungeon to look at and explore, but it's such a shame this wasn't introduced in multiple tiers, with us having access to normal, heroic, and maybe a mythic. Give normal for those that are leveling, so they're level 50. They can go in here, maybe give it some crazy amount of XP so they can level super fast. And also, it drops the primal essences so that once that player hits level 60, they can buy some sweet 256 gear straight off the bat. Then have heroic, for those looking to just complete the quest and be done with it exactly as we have now. Leave the eye level dropping 278s, but then have mythic 0 for those that have mains over, I don't know, 290. And want something to get their teeth into before Dragonflight. Scale it to, say, I don't know, Shadowlands plus 10, plus 15. Sure, it's not going to be like crazy, extremely taxing, but at least it would be something, as I say, different, something fun. Have it drop 295 gear. Hell, maybe just some more essences so that players can speed up gearing ults, as these essences are all account bound. But that's enough from me. I have gone on long enough, and I still have a Drakthir to level. Thank you for watching, everyone. Stay safe, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Laters.